Okay, let's get started. We are looking on question 31. All right, so question 31 reads, an integer data type in a Pascal program can be represented by, what would be the answer here? It's part one. Part one is posted. Ramona. This is part two. So part right. It was posted this morning. All right, so for 31 now. So it says an integer data type in a Pascal program can be represented by, here it says var integer number semicolon, or var number colon integer, var number semicolon backslash integer, or var integer colon equal number semicolon. What would be the answer here? Would it be A, B, C, or D? What's your answer? All right, not seeing an answer there. The answer is B. For question 32, question 32 reads, which of the following numbers is of type real? So we have -37, 14.35, 50, 25. So real data type would be any data type that carries a decimal point. Hence the answer for this one is B. Let's look now on 33. All right. Very good, Richard. That was the answer for the last one. All right. So on to 33 now. 33 is saying using the table, what would be the index location for R? This is an array question. Arrays are no longer part of the syllabus, but you can give an answer for this one because it's very straightforward. So you have the table which has list and index. So it's asking you, where can you find the letter R? What's the index for R? Is it A, 3, B, R, C, index, or D, index plus 3? What would it be for 33? 33, Jason says A. All right, very good, Jason. Both Richard and Jason got that one. All right, very good. 34. Pascal language. Which of the following is an acceptable variable name? No, Asia, it wouldn't be index because it asks what was the index for R. So you wouldn't write index there. So for 34, what's the acceptable variable name? C. Which of the following is an acceptable variable name? Richard said C. No, Richard. A variable name cannot start with a letter. D. Right. The answer is D there, as Jason stated. So A could not work because A is a data type, and because it's a data type, you cannot have a variable matching that. B would not start with a symbol as well, or a special character, and I explained the reason for C. Well, on Jason, is which one you over here answering? Oh, 35. Are you saying 35 is A? Machine language is categorized as. Jason, are you saying 35 is A? Tell me what you're answering. All right, 35 is A. Correct. It's a first generation language. Assembly language would be second generation. Pascal is a third. Fourth has Java and I think C, and Python I think would be at 5. All right, very good, Ramona. All right, for 36 and 37, no, let me put those on the screen. 36. What's the answer for 36? Assigning P to grade means that grade should be declared as, what's the data type for grade? Jason said A. All right, very good. Answer is A, which is char. 37. How many times will the loop be executed by the following statement? For mark equal -1 to 5, do. And it tells you what you should output. How many times will this be looped? How many times will this statement loop? Negative 1 to 5. Is it 0? Is it 1? Is it 5? Or is it 7? All right, I'm seeing C and I'm seeing D. Seeing C, I'm seeing D. The actual answer is D. I was waiting on others. So Ramona, negative 1. Think about the number line and you're heading towards positive. So the number line will have negative 1, then it will have 0. So counter is going to, mark is going to go negative 1, then it's going to go to 0, then it's going to go to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1 to 5 is going to give you 5, and the negative 1 and the 0 is going to give you 2 additional loops. So the answer is actually 7. All right, let's look on 38. So 38 says, what does this symbol represent in information technology? So what this is saying, what flowchart symbol is this? What does it represent? Does it represent input? Does it represent a decision? Does it represent start or stop? Tajay said B. Samantha said B. Let me see if anybody else is going to respond. All right, so the answer is B. Romeo said B. Very good. Ramona said B. All right, very good. The answer is indeed B. What shape is used for input? What shape is used for input? Very good, Maths 360, you're correct. What's the input shape? Parallelogram. All right. Good. Very good, Samantha. No, it's a parallelogram. The rectangle would be for a process. No, lean rectangle is for input and output, aka parallelogram. Your process is in a rectangle, and start and stop would be what? Circle. Oval. Right, oval. Circles are connectors, Jason. Very good, guys. All right, let's look on 39. 39, a trace table is used to. What is a trace table used to do? Is it used to code the algorithm? Is it used to test an algorithm? Is it used to declare an array, or is it used to represent an algorithm? Tajay said B. All right, that's one. Ramona said B as well. B. Richard said B. Very good. All right, so the answer is indeed B. Very good, Samantha. All right, so for 40, it says, which of the following languages is classified as a low-level language? Which of the following languages is classified as a low-level or as a low-level language? All right, Malik. Oh, I see Jason. Jason says D. Malik says D. Samantha says D. And Ramona said D. Very good, guys. The answer is D. Machine code and assembly language. Those are the two low-level languages that we have. Let me zoom out a little bit for this one. Hopefully it won't be too fine. So it says 41. Claude was asked to write a pseudocode that will accept 3 numbers from the user. Find and display their average. He wrote start, step 2, read N1, N2, N3, step 3, blank, step 4, write average, and step 5, stop. Which of the following statements would be placed at step 3? Thank you. Thank you, Maths 360. I appreciate it. All right. Sure, you can send me an email using the email address in the description, Maths360, and I'll send it to you. All right, so Jason says D, Ramona says D, Tajay says D, and Malik says D. All right, very good, guys. The answer is D. And next way that could have been, you could have had sum. If it is that there was a next step, it could be sum. Sum would be N1 plus whatever you have in the bracket. That would be the calculation of sum. And then average would be sum divided by 3. That's our next way. All right, so you guys got that one. Very good. All right, 42 now. Question 42. The first step in solving a problem is to, we have A, test the solution, B, define the problem, C, evaluate the solution to the problem, and D, determine the algorithm for the problem. All right, Tajay out and gunning. Tajay says B. All right, let me see. Ramon says B. Samantha says B. Joel says D. D, develop the algorithm. Oh, all right. All right, so you guys got that one. Very good. The answer is B, define the problem. We have to have a clear understanding of what the problem is so that we can create the solution for it. All right, let's look on 43. So examine 43, it says, what result will be displayed when the following algorithm is executed? We have y equal 5, x equal y equal 10, x equal x plus y. Display x and y. What's the answer for 43? Is it A, 5 and 5? Joel says D. All right, that's what Tajay says D. All right, two persons' responses are in. Anybody else? So the answer is D. All right, let us look on that now. So note that each time y value is changed, it's going to erase what was there before. So we have x, y equal 5, that is correct. That is okay. X equal y, which means now that right here, x is equal to 5. Then it says y equal 10, which means that this value is no more, right? So good. Then now it says x equal x, which is 5 plus 10, which is the last value of y. Hence it is now that you have x being equal to 15 and the last value of y was 10. That's the answer there. All right, so I would have provided an explanation for that, Kedisha. You understood what I said? Or how it is that we got that value? All right, very good. So for 44 now, 44 reads, the decision box of a program flowchart shows the A, link to another page, B, test to be carried out, C, input and output operators, D, calculations to be done. What's the answer for 44? All right, Tajay says D. Malik says C. Samantha says B. Anybody else? All right, so Tajay and Malik, your answers were incorrect. The answer is actually B. So your decision box is the diamond thing. Yes, Joel. So your decision box is the diamond. So normally you use the diamond to represent an if statement, a while construct, a for construct. So it's a decision that will be taken, whether it is that you have if A is greater than B. That's a test. You have to test it first, and then you carry out the instructions as to what should happen if it is true, what should happen if it is false. Or if you have a loop, count is less than 10. So it's going to always test to see what is the value of your counter before it moves on to anything else. Right? So your decision box is a test that will be carried out. And it is represented, you use the diamond to represent an if, for, while, repeat until. All right, sorry for the poor quality of the image here. So let us look on 45 and let me read it to you. So we have a table here which represents a spreadsheet. The spreadsheet has values that are in column B. Now it says to add the values 17, 35, 45, and 39 in the spreadsheet above, which of the following formula should be placed in cell B6? Is it A, equals sum open bracket B2 colon B5? Is it equals sum B2 to B6? Is it add B2 colon B5, or is it D, count B2 to B6? Ramona says B. Or was that? Yeah, Ramona says B. Malik says A. Jason says A. 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 All right. So everybody's saying A except for Ramona. Oh, Ramona changed her answer. All right, good. So the answer is indeed A. All right, 46. Which of the following is used for executing HTML codes? All right, let me zoom back in. $46. All right, Jason says B. All right, same thing for Malik, Tajay, Ramona, Josiah, Mr. Cupid, and Kedisha. Very good, guys. The answer is B. All right, 47. Linking to another website can be achieved by creating a, what do we use to link? All right. B. Very good. All right, we're at 48. Again, I apologize for the quality of the paper. So let me read 48 for you. Which of the following features allows the user to insert individual names in a primary document? This is supposed to hit close to home because this is what you would have done for your SB. So which feature allows you to insert individual names in a primary document? Is it footer? Is it header? Is it mail merge? Is it search and replace? Bender response is in. Ramona is in. Anybody else? We have two persons saying C. Joel says C. Kedisha C. So the answer is C, mail merge. All right, 49. 49. Which of the following actions is required for creating a chart in a spreadsheet? Is it A, print the data, B, select the data, C, select the paper size, or D, select the orientation? Orientation has to do with the layout of your paper. Jason says B. How it is that you want your... All right. Mr. Renegade Bolt. Ramona says B as well. Bender says B, and Forbes. All right. Very good. The answer is B. We have to select the data that we wish to use. 50. We have 10 more to go. So for question 50 now, it says, what is the correct order of steps used to change the font of text on a slide? Select the text, that's I. Select the slide you want to change, that's 2. 3, select the font you want to use. And 4, on the formatting toolbar, click the arrow next to the font box. All right, I see A. I don't know if it's for this one that Forbes is answering. A. Jason says C. So Malik and Joel says A. Jason says C. Let's see if anybody else. All right, Joel. Good. Tajay says C. All right. So the answer is C. So first, you would select the slide you want to change the font size of. That's correct. After it is that you do that, you highlight your text. After you highlight your text, you're going to go on the formatting toolbar, click on the arrows next to the font box, and then select the font you wish to use. This one would be presentation. It is no longer part of your syllabus. However, it is what you would use in Word as well, except for the part which says select the slide you wish to change. So that is why I did the question. So PowerPoint is no longer part of the syllabus, but the information is relatable to word processing. All right. All right, Samantha. Let's look on 51. A single row of data in a database is it called a file? Is it called a field? Is it called a table? Is it called a record? What's the answer for 51? All right. I'm seeing B, D, B, B, D. All right, so the answer is in between B and D. That's what I'm seeing. All right, the right answer is there. Let me see if anybody else is going to come. Renegade says B. Samantha D. Malik D. Joel B. And Kedisha is D. Anybody else? So, a file, Marcus says D. All right. Hi, Marcus. So the answer is D. A field is a single cell. So if you're going to enter first name is a field. If you're going to enter age is a field. But after you enter Marcus 16 as age, that becomes a record. So it's one row of data relating to a person, place, or thing. What's another name for a record? Starts with T. 5 letters. What's another name for a record? Anybody? What's another name for a record? A 5-letter word starting with T. So another name for a record is a tuple. No, not a table. It's called a tuple. So sometimes you will see where tuple is used instead of a record. So ensure that you note that part. All right, we're not going to do 52. 52 is no longer part of your syllabus. Let's move on to 53. So 53 now. The database table above shows records sorted by, so observe the table and see if it is that you can identify what it is sorted by, which field and in which order. We have two orders, ascending order and descending. Ascending is A to Z, or from smallest to largest. Malik says D. Or descending order, which is from highest to lowest, or Z to A. All right, so I see Renegade saying D as well. All right, Kedisha says D, Ramona says D. Jason says D. Joel says D. All right. So the answer is indeed D. Item number in descending order. So here we have H, then we have K, and you see that it is running in a particular order here. All right, 54. All right, just seeing your response, Javon. Correct. All right, so 54 says, when creating a database for a supermarket, the most appropriate data type to use for the price of an item is text, that's A, B, number, C, currency, or D, auto number. All right, Tajay with the quick fingers. Tajay says C. C for Kedisha. Renegade says C as well. Malik says C. And Joel says C. All right, so the answer is indeed C, currency. Once we're dealing with anything monetary, we go with currency. All right, so I'll have to be moving back and forth for this one. So let us look on the question 55 and then come back to the, hold on, let me zoom out a little bit. All right, there we have it. So 55 now, it says the values in column B should be formatted using, remember we format in Excel as well. Which one are you answering, Javon? Are you answering 55 or were you answering 54? All right, I'm seeing B. B. All right. 55 is B. All right. So your answer is indeed B. All right. So 56 says, which formula should be placed in cell E2? Let us go back and look at E2. So E2 is right here. What should we put in E2? Stock balance. How would you calculate stock balance? How would you calculate the stock balance? All right, I see Joel. Joel has equal C2 minus D2. I can't see the headings. All right. Sorry about that. Hope that is better for you. Column D minus column C. Jason, we need column and row reference. All right. D2 minus C2. All right. Let me see if anybody else is going to respond. So, all right, I see. All right, Tajay and Samantha. All right, very good. So, Jason, your order is incorrect. It's going to be, hold on, the number in stock. So, it's going to be C2 minus D2. So, here equals C2 minus D2. All right. So, it says here now, the function to display text low in cell G2. So we want to display low in G2. Let's go back and look at G2. Right here. All right. So right here now we want to display low, and we will have to use an if statement. All right, Jason. We will have to use an if statement right here. Good. So the first thing you would have is your equal sign. Now, if it is that your stock balance is lower than your reorder level, then that is when you're going to insert the word low. So you would have equal sign, the word if, open bracket. What are the cells that you are comparing? That's your logic test. So we want to find out if our stock level is less than our reorder level. So that is going to be E2. So we want to know if E2 is less than F2. All right, so that's the first part. That's your logic test. So if it is, what should happen? Quotation, sorry, comma, and then you have low. And the word low must go in quotation, and you close your bracket there. All right, so let us scroll down with this to see if there is a multiple choice response to match this one. All right, so that was what we typed. So if E2, so the answer here would be C. All right. All right, let's move on to 58. All right. So 58 now. All right. So 58 says, which of the following characteristics must two database tables have in order for them to be linked? So we're looking on creating relationships in database. So when you were creating the relationship for your SBA, the tables in your database, what should have been common between the two? The sign is wrong. I put greater than. Hold on. Let me go back up. Let me zoom back out and then let me check it. We selected the less than, or probably I typed in the greater than. I'm not sure. All right. So when we're linking table in a database, which of the following would have been correct? Thanks, Samantha. Would it be A, composite key? Would it be B, the same data in all tuples? So the word tuples coming out here. At least two tuples in the table. And D, at least one common attribute name. What's the answer for 58? All right, Malik says D. Jason says D. Kedisha says D. Anybody else? Ramon says B. All right, so the answer is indeed D. All right, let's try for 59. Well, the answer was D, Joel. So in being different, you got it incorrect. All right, so for 59, it says, what type of cell address must be used to keep the cell address in a formula the same when it is copied to another cell? What type of cell addressing? I see 59C. Malik says C. See if anybody else. What type of cell addressing must be used to keep the cell address in a formula the same when it is copied to another cell? Two persons have given their response. What's the answer for 59? All right, so 59, correct, Samantha and Malik. 60 and last. Question 60 says, which of the following types of software would be most appropriate for displaying information in tables and reports? Jason says A. Samantha says A. Malik says A. Anybody else? Ramon says A. All right. So indeed, your answer is A. So in the comments section, I would like to know, out of the 60, oh, all right, very good, Asher. What would have been your score? When you were doing this, what would have been your score out of 60? The video will be there, Asha. Don't, no worries. You can watch it after. What do you think would have been your score out of 60, guys? Over 50, very good. All right, Samantha. What about the others? What would have been your score out of 60? All right, Kedisha, no problem. Thanks, Forbes. All right. So just continue to study, guys. You will all do well. Ensure that you know your SBA score so that you can, you know, even though you're still going to give your exam 100%, you will still know in what realm you're operating in. All right. Thanks for joining again. I really, really appreciate the support. All right. Friday. Friday at 8. Joel. So hoping to do the June 2019 at that time, multiple choice people. This was January. So hopefully we'll get to do the June. All right.